If you are wondering how to be more effective with your Facebook marketing, get more traction and more result from the time and effort that you put in, then you are going to be very excited to hear from Karen Fox today. Karen is the founder of Karen the Connector and Stepping Up You, a women's direct sales leadership university. Karen has helped hundreds of women overcome being frustrated with Facebook, lost on LinkedIn, and feeling like a twit on Twitter by understanding how to leverage these social media platforms to generate massive results. She holds certifications as a domination market strategist and a John Maxwell speaker. She specializes in helping clients discover and market to the right audience and recognize their gifts and talents, and teaches them how their unique message can attract the right clients through her sales and marketing process. So Karen, welcome. We're so excited to have you today.
Thanks. Everything's been wonderful. I'm very excited here.
I know there's so many good ideas. My only lament with this summit is that I didn't get to take notes. So I'm gonna have to go back and study them all.
True. I didn't get to be on for all of it either, so I will have to go back as well.
Yeah. So one of the things that we talked about in the bio is determining your unique message. And I noticed in there that you also work with direct sellers. I think one of the big problems direct sellers have is they're trying to just go on and talk about their product. And so the only people engaging with them are people who already know and use their product. And they're
Correct.
not getting traction because they don't have a unique message. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. I tell it that it's the sell process that they try for. And you've already alluded to it, but I say you're trying to marry me and we haven't had a date. And so with that, I teach them to do curiosity marketing. You put things out there that has them curious enough to ask for more. Rather than giving them all at one time, you give it to them bits at a time. And that goes according to the images that you put out there, the content. Just don't spill the beans all at one time. And that's what most on direct sales have a tendency to do.
Yes, and you know, it's negative for the whole industry because when you do it badly, it leaves this bad impression. But I think direct sales, I got my start in business in direct sales. It's where I cut my teeth on entrepreneurship and where I got training and developed my skill set and learned how to sell. I mean, it was a great place to be. And it just irks me when I see people doing it badly because it makes it harder for everybody.
So it hurts my heart because I too spent many years in direct sales at the top of a company. And you know, there's so much there to offer. It's just like, just do it a piece at a time, get them interested, you know, and it's what we talk about with engagement. You know, if you tell it all up front, there's no need for an engagement. They know what you're doing. They've already ran to your website to check out and see what that is. And they've already made a determination right then. No, I'm not interested. Or maybe I want to know a little bit more, but you have lost that opportunity to build that relationship. And that's all social media is relationship building. But you've lost that opportunity because you gave it to them all at the first setting they came to.
And it's really overwhelming. I'll tell you this funny story. When I was dating my husband, I was also kind of I had gone out with both of them a couple times. I wasn't like seriously dating them both at the same time, but I'd gone out with both of them a couple of times. And I went on a date with my husband one night. And the next day I went on a date with this other guy, and this was our third date. And he tried to tell me that I needed to kiss him that day with the intention that we were going to date seriously, because he needed a wife because he was going to law school and he needed someone to work and support him while he went through law school. And I was like, yeah, I'm
done.
Not your girl. Like, so overwhelming. So I didn't want to talk to him again after that, let alone go on a second date or kiss him or marry him or anything. I was like, peace out, I'm done. And I really think in the dating experience, every time I've ever told that story, people are like, yeah, that's psycho. But you don't realize how you do the exact same thing in your business.
The marketing.
I'll get a friend request from somebody and I'll accept it. And 5 minutes later, I've got something saying, hey, you would be great at doing what I do. And I'm like, yeah, of course I would. No, you're unfriended.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
So how do
So
we do it the right way? Tell us how to straighten us out. How do we do it the right way?
well, again, it's dripping it. If you'll think of it more as drip marketing, the drip campaigns, that you're giving a little bit of information. And again, it's solving a problem, a complaint, it's a solution to something that they need. It's got to get their attention. And typically it's the image that we use. And again, don't overwhelm that image and put 10 million bullet points on it. That's not what it's about either. It's just to get you to stop and pay attention. And so using that to drip that along and start to build people where they start to ask those questions. And if you're going to reach out to them on Messenger, by all means, don't try to marry them.
Mm-hmm.
Give them a little dose of what you're looking at. It could be just a tip of something that's great in business. And by all means, if you are selling a weight loss product, please do not message people and say, I thought of you that you might need this.
Right.
That will destroy a lot of friendships, let me tell you. And so, and we've had it happen. That's the thing. And I think it's just not that they're trying to be ugly or anything. They don't know any different. So, but to contact those people or to go to their page and like things, comment on their things, again, build that relationship. Again, it's not sell. And it's not all about you, it's all about them. And if they'll keep that in mind instead of trying to make it all about themselves, and again, trying to make that a big sales process, not a lead generation. I think that's the biggest thing.
I absolutely agree. And I want to go back to the dating analogy. Like, let's imagine, that you're going into a place, whether it's a dance or it's a barbecue or a club or something, and there's a lot of people to meet there. The first thing that you do is you just start meeting people and you start having conversations and you start seeing if there's any kind of mutual interest. And you don't ask out somebody who has not expressed any mutual interest. And so I love how you're talking about this, curiosity, building curiosity. If you will wait to make any offers until they've asked a question or expressed some interest, you're going to get much more responsiveness than if you jump in with the offer before they are even expressing interest. And I love using the dating analogy here because it works so well. If if we're out together and we're meeting people and someone comes and asks you on a date and you're like, I didn't even wave or smile.
Right.
No, not happening. And I really think that's how people feel. They feel accosted sometimes by us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but at the same time, if you're creating good content and you're being consistent and you're building that curiosity, like you talked about, then people will absolutely ask you and you can then start those conversations. I love that.
The other thing that I really encourage when they're in direct sales, because you're selling the same product at the same price, so everything's exactly equal except you. Mm-hmm. So what is your superpower? What are you great at? What draws people to you? Because that magnetism is what's going to make a difference online. And again, it's still the dripping, but what is your superpower to be able to connect with people? So they automatically go, oh, I want to know more. You hear people go, oh, I just love her, which we do. We love you, Amy. And so you're like, I just love you. But there's a reason for that. There's some magnetism to that. And so you've got to know your superpower and you start using that to your benefit. Your superpower could be just how you come across to people. Your superpower could be that you're just absolutely great at doing the online videos. But you have to find out what you're best at. Your superpower sometimes is just being a great listener, but not everybody realizes that. And most people cannot recognize their own superpowers. They have to have someone else that connects with that.
Yeah, well, and I want to point out a couple of examples here because my highest paid clients out there, they have their brand and their message and everything they talk about is based around like a methodology, a life process, a message, not a product. And so I totally agree with you on this. Like, I've got a client, they run a YouTube channel. They have, I think they're closing in on 300,000 subscribers. They're getting up there. And their product is that they do network marketing. But their channel is all about family, and it's about connection, and it's about creating your own adventures and, you know, doing life on your own terms. If anyone just wants a fun channel to watch with your family, go check out Norp and South, KNORPP and South.com. They have an amazing channel, an amazing following, and they built it because they weren't just talking about here's my product and here's how to use my product and here's what's interesting about my product and here's what's cool about my product. They built it around their superpowers, which is she lives life on her own terms and by her own rules. And she always has been unwilling to walk the beaten path, and she loves her family. So that is her superpower. And she built this whole channel that just highlights that and features it. And because she's really owning her own space, which goes back to what Ruben talked about earlier, if you know, you have to own your own space. You cannot try to copy somebody else's. And when you do that, that's where I think people want to follow you and they want to engage with you. And then they're curious about, and the thing is, she doesn't even really overtly promote her business. She waits until people are like, what do you do? Like, you know, what do you do? How do you make your money? How do you guys travel so much? Like that's, and then it's like, oh, you should watch this video. This video is where we explain that. And so, I could give you so many examples. I have a client who, well, actually a friend who does makeup, but she is amazing with fashion and like home design. And so she does all of these, you know, Instagrams and all of her pictures, and she'll put together outfits of like these storyboards of the outfits of what she's wearing that day. And then she shows the makeup. And so because everyone else is just showing a video of themselves doing the makeup, she's got something that's unique and something that's different. So if they're going to look at this person selling makeup versus this person selling makeup, well, this one is also going to help me figure out my clothes. So I like that one. So I love that, figuring out what your superpower is.
Well, and the other thing, I believe that every client has, or every business owner has 3 different clients that they really target to. And it can be as simple as real estate, and you've got the new home buyer, you've got the empty nester, and you've got the commercial. But you've got these 3 different categories. And if you will learn to cater to those 3 different categories by your images and what you say, it gives you the inlet to get in there and talk with people, because again, you're magnetizing people that have those interests. And so that's one of the things that I work through is the 3 different types of strategies for their ideal perfect client.
You know what's so important about that as well is I call them your different avatars. I think you have a primary avatar, a secondary, and a third. And you won't reach them all in the same campaign and then the same messaging. And so that's one of the things that we make a mistake is we try to talk to them all at once. But let's be clear, if I have a product that can serve a 90-year-old grandma and also a newborn baby, the mom who needs to buy the product for the baby doesn't care about the problems that the 90-year-old grandma has. And the 90-year-old grandma is like, been there, done that, don't need to hear about the babies anymore.
Right.
So you've really got to figure out who you're trying to reach and give them really clear, specific messages for where they're at in their journey.
Right. Very, very specific.
Awesome. I love it. Okay. Do you have one last tip that you just really want everyone to know?
Well, the thing is, when you're doing all of your posting and things like that, and you're building your content calendar, remember you've got video, you've got images, you've got content, and then you've got things with links. So make sure that you're getting across the board with that so you're hitting the full algorithm.
Awesome. Good stuff. Well, thank you so much for being on today and choosing to spend your time with us. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Why does it want me to change my status from away? I'm good. I'm not away. I'm here. Okay. So I just want to thank you so much for being on with us, Karen, and taking time to share and give us your expertise. Where is the next step that you want people to go to if they would like some more information?
Well, first of all, there's a free download for the perfect client at KarenTheConnector.com/grow. And if they want to learn more about the superpower, it would be KarenTheConnector.com/boulder superpower.
Awesome. Okay, we've dropped both of those links in. So you guys go check it out. Figure out what your superpower is. Figure out your strategy for creating your online growth and acquiring clients through Facebook, because it's a powerful platform and it's not going away anytime soon.